just MailChimped my marketing.
You MailChimped your what?
I MailChimped my marketing with AI to create an effective marketing campaign in minutes.
No, MailChimp and Way.
Yes, MailChimp in Way. Now I can hyper-personalize my campaigns across email and SMS.
You can do all that with MailChimp?
What did I just MailChimp and say?
MailChimp your marketing with the #1 AI-powered email marketing and automation platform, Intuit MailChimp. #1 based on publicly available data on competitors' customers. Plans vary. SMS available as add-ons. Visit MailChimp.com.
Are negative Google reviews hurting your business? Don't let unfair feedback cost you customers. At Webamax, we specialize in removing false, misleading, and damaging reviews so your online reputation stays strong. Our expert team works quickly and legally to clean up your digital presence, helping you rebuild trust. Visit us on the web at www.gowebamax.com. That's GOWEBIMAX.com, or text us for a free quote at 856-840-8343. Don't let bad reviews define you. Get immediate help from Webamax.
Since you're new to H&R Block, we'll look at your returns from the last 3 years for any money your last guy might have missed for free.
I could get money back from last year?
You could. We'll find any mistakes.
Could have really used that 2 years ago when I dated that mistake for 5 months.
Don't leave money on the table. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review. Second look is included at no additional cost with the purchase of tax preparation. Results vary. All tax situations are different. Fees apply if you have us file an amended return.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
The Eagles have landed in New Orleans. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, and it is Monday, the 3rd of February. And you know what that means? It is Super Bowl week, baby. Our Eagles have landed officially Sunday at 2:33 p.m. in New Orleans to get set to face the Kansas City Chiefs on February 9th, Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 59. Guys, oh my God. This week, I want to give you guys lots of content this week, but it's going to be very hard for me to keep my fandom calm. It's going to be very hard for me to keep my mind focused as it feels like this game is ages away. But we're gonna do our best to get into it as much as we can. First and foremost, some notes and some news from the weekend. First and foremost, Jalen Carter, it came out on Sunday, was fined $17,445 for a slap of the Washington Commanders center, Tyler Biadasz, or however you say his name, Biadasz. I don't even know how to say his name. Forget it. He got fined just under $18,000 for slapping the center of the Commanders in the face on the championship game. Saw that coming. Kind of figured a suspension or a fine was coming. They obviously wouldn't suspend him right before the Super Bowl. Also, big news coming out of Philadelphia this past weekend. The Eagles have been chosen to face the Rams in 2026 for the first game ever to be played in Australia. Losing another home game, just like Brazil this past year. So the Eagles versus the Rams in Australia 2026. It just goes to show, the traveling power of Philadelphia Eagles fans, but the what's special about the Philadelphia Eagles, the players, the fans, the media, the passion that the Eagles bring. Them being chosen to play in Australia is a big deal. So anyway, let's get into Super Bowl week. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Like I said, land at 2:33 p.m. New Orleans time on Sunday. I don't know if people realize this. We talked a lot early in the year and before the season started about the Eagles' schedule late in the season. This plane ride to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, this is the first time the Eagles have been on a plane since November 24th. Just like that sink in. They have gone over 2 months without having to step on a plane. That's a big deal and a major factor that doesn't get discussed enough on why the Eagles are where they are. And why are the Eagles where they are? Because of their number one ranked defense, led by Jalen Carter, led by Zach Bond. But I want to give a little shout out again to Oren Burks, who's actually making more money than Zach Bond right now. Zach Bond's going to get a huge extension. He might be Defensive Player of the Year. He's an All-Pro. But Oren Burks signed as a 1-year, $2.5 million contract in the offseason by Howie Roseman. And stepping in when Nakobe Dean went down, in the last 2 games and change, he's had 20 tackles, 11 defensive stops, 2 forced fumbles, a sack. He has literally stepped in without missing a beat of Nakobe Dean. And I don't know if enough credit is going Oren Burks' way, because we talk about Zach Bond, and Zach Bond is special, and everything Zach Bond has done is great this year. But Oren Burks is going to earn himself a payday in this offseason, whether it's with the Eagles or somebody else. Zach Bond is going, or Oren Burks is going to get paid. And I think it's pretty special and pretty great what he's been able to do. Another little tidbit about the Eagles. The Eagles win the Super Bowl on Sunday, February 9th. I can't even get the dates out of my mind right. Devontae Smith is looking to be the 4th player ever to win a Heisman Trophy, a national championship in college, and a Super Bowl. And on top of that, he's playing in his home state of Louisiana, Amite City, just an hour outside of New Orleans. Look at that. Look at that little bit of knowledge there that I'm dropping on you. We've talked about, already how this could be Darius Slay's last game as an Eagle, maybe of his career. Brandon Graham, it could be his last game if he plays. And, he is trending towards playing. He's practiced limitedly all last week. Actually, on a side note, update on the practice report from this past weekend. Everything pretty much is staying as is. You're not getting Cam Jurgens or Landon Dickerson to practice this past week, trying to get them healthy for the game. Pretty much everybody is going to play in the Super Bowl, and everything is trending in the right direction there. But we keep talking about Darius Slay and Brandon Graham. Now this could be their last time. Darius Slay gets a Super Bowl trophy in his last game as an Eagle. Brandon Graham can walk off the field as a 2-time Super Bowl champion and just retire. There's a story going around in my mind that Dallas Goedert, this could be his last game in Philly, and it'd be a huge deal for him to walk off as a Super Bowl champion, his second Super Bowl appearance. Because Dallas Goedert, there's about a $7 million cap savings if they cut him post June 1st. And the guy's just never been healthy. He's never been able to fully live up to the hype. So just some things there to think about as we cheer this Eagles game on. It could be Darius Slay. It could be Brandon Graham's last game. But it also could be Dallas Goedert, a huge part of our last 8 years here in Philly. Huge part of it could be walking off the field for the last time. So just keep that in mind as well. As I said, we're going to try to give some bets, some odds leading up to the Super Bowl that I like. We're going to look at we looked at MVP on Friday. Today, we are going to look at some of these defensive odds and what I like this week. First and foremost, for players to get an interception, I absolutely love Darius Slay, 6-1 to get an interception on Super Bowl Sunday. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, plus 475. Q, 7.5-1. Cooper, 8-1. Zach Bond, 9.5-1. But I really like Darius Slay. It's plus 600, 6-1 to get an interception. For something about him, get an interception to seal the Super Bowl, walk off as a champion in Philadelphia. That story there just makes that number that much juicier. Sack total, 1 or more sacks. I got odds on Carter, John Carter, Jelix Hunt, Josh Sweat, but I love Nolan Smith's number. Plus 112 to get a sack, plus, trying to read my own handwriting, plus 588 to get 2 sacks. And he has been literally, we've talked about it a lot in the last 2 weeks, how great he's been for the Eagles. I love Nolan Smith, 2 sacks or more at 588. Huge number there. I also love the over-under for Oren Burks to get 10.5 sacks or 10.5 tackles at minus 114. We win this game, this Super Bowl, based off the defense. If Darius Slay gets an interception, if Nolan Smith gets 2 sacks, and Zach Bond over 10.5 tackles, the Eagles are going to be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy on February 9th. Guys, we got a jam-packed week. I'm going to try to control my emotions. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. I know that's not going to happen, but we will have a great time. The Eagles have landed, guys. We are in the Super Bowl. I can't believe it. This past week has dragged, waiting for this opportunity here, waiting for this week. This is why us content creators do it, to talk about our team in the championship. Oh, man, This is going to be such a great week, guys. I can't wait. This is the Eagles Checkdown on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I am Phil Stifle. Catch me on Trending in the AM, STT Sports Network, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. for all our Eagles and sports talk in general, guys. We got lots to talk about this week. It's linked down below, guys. Have a great one, guys. Go Birds. Win that dang Super Bowl. And bubbles up.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.